All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So the Cardinals. Let me take another sip of water. Dude, my mouth is dry. All right, so the Cardinals. The Cardinals is a weird team right now. I like Kyler Murray. I don't think I don't like their head coach. I just don't. I don't think he's the guy. So I don't think they're 0 and 5. I don't think they're in the 0 and 5 category. I mean, I think they'll get 6 wins. I think this feels right. I think that feels right, man. I think that feels right. Hold on. Can I like zoom in? There we go. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Okay. So hold on a second. Let me move this over here. There we go. That's better. Okay, so yeah, so I think the Cardinals are going to at least get 6 wins this year. They could be 7. I would say between 7 to 8 wins. I do think they are that good because they have a talented roster. I like Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison. I think is going to take a bigger jump this year, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't name a whole lot of players over there right now. I hate to say it. Cardinals fans are going to roast me, I'm sure, but I think honestly this is where they're going to be, and I hope for their sake that they get a new coach because I don't think their coach is the guy. I think he's just a mid-tier coach. I I also I'll talk about another team that I feel very similar about. The Falcons. So we're moving on because I yeah, between 6, I would say between 6 and 7 wins, 8 being their ceiling, to be honest with you. I hate to say that, but I think this is a make or break year for the coach. All right, we're gonna move on from them. The Falcons. So the Falcons, I feel like they can be right at 9 and 11. I think they're going to be between 9 and 11 wins. Um, they're a really good team, I think, with Penix. They have a pretty loaded roster. Their defense is still a little suspect, but they got that new coordinator from that was the interim coach for the Jets. I think he's a good coach. So I think that's going to help bolster their defense a little better. So I do think that they are going to be they're going to be a contender. I think they'll be at least a wild card. I I'm trying to find like a median because I don't want to immediately say yeah they're going to be 12 wins this season because I don't think they're quite there. I think they're here. So I think between 9 and 11 makes sense for the Falcons right now. Um, I know they draft. God, I can't remember who they drafted. I remember they drafted. Was it? I'm sure they drafted D line. I'm pretty sure the Jalen Walker. That's right. They got Jalen Walker from Georgia. So I mean they've got pieces. They could be here, but until proven, I think they're here. I think they're going to be on the high side. I think they're going to be at like 10 wins for the season. I think that makes a lot of sense. So yeah. All right. Baltimore. Where do I want to place Baltimore? Baltimore. I want. I want to put them here. I don't think they're. I don't think they're there though. I have to look at their schedule too. So I'm not look. I haven't looked at any of their schedules this year, so I don't know how it's going to go. Baltimore's always really good. I'm going to put them right here. I don't think they're here. I think they're an extremely good team. Um, it's hard for me to necessarily put them here right now. There's some teams that it's going to be hard for me to put up here. You know what? I think they're going to be up here. Yeah, I think they're gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna put them there. All right, moving on. Buffalo. They're not. I don't think they're still here. I don't know what was their record last year. I don't know who all they acquired in free agency, draft wise, and everything. I don't remember. But did they get a receiver? Let me see. Hold on. Buffalo Bills draft. Let me see. Who did they draft? It's defense, right? They pretty much got all defense. They did they even get one receiver? Maxwell Harris, cornerback, selected 30th overall. D tackle, TJ Sanders. That's a good pick. Landon Jackson. That was the dude that was like slapping the what'd you call it? I can't remember. Let's see. Dorian Strong, cornerback. Prather, wide receiver. Okay. I mean, defense was a little suspect last year for them. Not terribly, but was definitely a little suspect last year. So that makes sense. So I think I'm gonna put them here. I don't think they're like the team to beat. I think Baltimore. It's gonna be between these two. These two could technically flip flop. To be honest with you. So I'm gonna leave that at that. I think that's fair. Carolina Panthers. This is another team that is so weird. We played them week 1. I'm sorry, Panthers fans. We're winning that. I think. I'm like 90% sure. I feel really good about my team this year. I'm not gonna say we're Super Bowl bound or anything like that, but I do feel really good about my team this year, and I think we're better than y'all. But I do think they're on the come up. I don't think they're getting worse. So I don't know. I don't see them better than the Cardinals. Or I'm sorry, I don't see them better than the Falcons. Do I see them better than the Cardinals? I think they're right there with the Cardinals. I think they're going to be on the higher end at around 8 wins. I think honestly, I think the Cardinals are going to be like between 6 and 7 wins. So I don't know. It's hard for me to. It really is hard for me to pinpoint where the Cardinals are going to be this year. I hate to put them here. They could be here, but right now I cannot put them there right now because I don't know. I know they drafted well. I do remember that because they had the corner from Michigan. Yeah, they had the corner from Michigan. So I don't know. They could be here, but God. But yeah, no. I think Panthers are here. I don't think they're quite ready. I still think they need pieces. Maybe offensive line. I don't know what it is, but they need pieces still. Bears. Bears is another weird one, man. I want to put them here. They're not here though. They're not here. I think they're here. I don't think I can put them here. It really just depends on Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams looked pretty good in preseason, but again, it's preseason. We don't know yet. I think 9 to 11. I think they're gonna be like 9 and 8, maybe. I think that's fair. I think that's more than fair, to be honest with you. I think I honestly I think 11 wins is their ceiling, but I don't know if 9 wins is their floor. I think 8 is their floor. So I feel confident putting them at right at 9 and 11. I think. Yeah, I think that's a good spot to put them there. W Deal, what's going on, buddy? Bengals. It's literally like Joe Burrow, Jamar, T. Higgins, and Trey Hendrickson, and like that's it. They have Shamar Stewart. I'm not sure how I feel about Shamar Stewart. I was fine with his holdout. I was fine with that. I had no issue with that. My problem is I don't know much about him. So their D line, I think their D line has definitely improved. Their O line, the last thing I seen was the O line looked atrocious, but they did just get Dalton Risner today, who is really good pass blocker. So, but I think it's a scheme problem. I think it's a scheme, a O line scheme problem. I truly feel like that's the biggest issue because they've had multiple linemen come in and out, and the Bengals' offensive line has been trash since Burrow has gotten there. It makes no sense. So I think they're here right now. I think they're right here right now. I don't think they're going to be. I think they could be better than they were last year, but I think they're right here right now. Yeah, I think about 9 wins. I think. I mean, their floor I think is like an 8, in my opinion, but I think 9 to 11. Do I need to make another tier? I might need to make another tier list. Can I make another tier list? I don't know. Can I? I don't know. I guess not. I don't know. Because I would make another tier list that's because like I feel like this one's gonna get stacked up quite a bit. But anyway, so Browns. I don't I I don't want to put them here because I don't think they're that bad because they got Flacco. Who are they? Who they throwing the ball to, man? Who are they throwing the ball to? We got Judy. Amari's gone. I really don't know who's Flacco throwing the ball to. I don't know. 5. I think 5 wins their ceiling. I can't confidently put them up higher right now. They could be here, but I don't see the vision. I think I like Kevin Stefanski. I think he's a great coach. But I do think he's on his last chance. I really do. And I think I don't know what's going on with like the whole Shador thing. That's a weird situation to be in. I don't know what this team is right now. They don't have an identity right now. Because they lost Nick Chubb. They have no quarterback. They have Myles Garrett, and that's pretty much it. I don't know where to put them right now. So I don't think they're going to be very good. I don't know where to put them. I don't think they're going to be good. That's the best way I can put it. I don't think they're going to be 0-5, but it's one of those things where it's like someone's got to be at this point because it's such a, again, weird situation with the whole quarterback situation. Who's running the ball for them? Who's the receivers? How's their defense looking? I mean, I know they've had a stellar defense for the last couple years. So, I mean, their defense could probably carry them more with Flacco. So they could be the surprise, but I don't see it. Again, there's just too much going on over there and not enough production, in my opinion. Dallas. I fucking hate Dallas. I hate Dallas. I really do. I've never been a Dallas fan. Never will be. Dallas, I think, they're another one that's in shambles right now, but they have players. I don't think they're going to be as bad as they were last year. I think Dak's going to be healthy. I think they're going to be right up here with the Falcons, Bears, Bengals. I think that's fair. I mean, like, they got Micah Parsons. They got that whole Micah Parsons situation. You could argue they're just as bad as the Browns when it comes to like being in a bad situation. But at least they have a quarterback. They have great receivers. They have a defense. I think they got a new defensive coordinator. I'm pretty sure. I think they got rid of the dude that was the Minnesota coach a couple years ago. I think they finally got rid of him. He was ass. He was terrible. Zimmer. That's who it was. So I think they're gonna go again. I think it's a 9-8 team. I think the Bengals are like a 10 win team. I think they're like a 9 win team. I think this is like an 11 win team. Broncos, besides the Chiefs, I think they're gonna go right up here at 12-14. I don't really have much more of an argument, but I know they have Evan Ingram, who was our old tight end. I did not want him to leave. Jag by 50 winning Super Bowl. That's right. That's right, baby. But I think Broncos are very close. Broncos are a lot closer than we would have thought a couple years ago. I mean, it's wild how much they changed. You right. So I think Broncos are going to be like the AFC's version of the Lions. Maybe not the Lions, maybe like Minnesota, like was last year. Because I'll be honest with you, I was surprised that Minnesota was as good as they were. All right. Anyway, so yeah, so this is where I have Broncos. Lions, man. I want to put them here, but they lost both coordinators this year. I don't know. I don't know if I put them here. Yeah, I put them here. I put them there. I think they're still going to be a really good team. They could be here, but I think they're here. Let me switch these two around because I think this is an 11-win team, 10 wins. I think they're 9 wins. They're between 9 and 10 wins. Yeah, I'm kind of organizing how I kind of think it's going to kind of go. But yeah, no, Lions I think are going to be pretty good. I think they're going to be pretty good this year. I don't think they're as good as last year. I think they missed their window, to be honest. Cowboys got rid of their D coordinator from last year, who was terrible. Jesus. I think Cowboys are going to be semi decent. I don't think they're like playoff bound. They could be, honestly, if their defense holds up and they get Micah Parsons back, they could be up to 12 wins. They're a good team. I hate the Cowboys. I despise the Cowboys. I despise the fans. But they have talent. Jerry Jones just sucks as a general manager and an owner. He needs to stop diddling that shit. Green Bay. I think they're an 11-win team as well. Green Bay just never loses, man. They really don't. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think they're still better than the Bears. I think they're going to be like right there with the Falcons. Yeah, I think that's good. Texans. Not a fan of the Texans either. They're a good team. They are really banged up right now, though. They are very banged up right now. I think they're going to take a dip this year. I don't think they win the AFC South this year. I think this could be CJ Stroud's first losing season. 8-9. They could be 9-8. But I think they're 8-9. I don't think they're that good. I think they're too banged up. The offensive line sucks. The defense is good. I think that's what's going to be what carries them, but they have the same problem as the Bengals where they have no offensive line and all skill players. So it makes me a little nervous for them. I'm looking at this unbiasedly as a Jaguars fan, but I think they're going to take a dip. I've been saying this since not last year, but since free agency. I think it was free agency. I said I think they're going to dip off. They remind me of us in 23. I think they're going to start hot and then die out the rest of the season. That's what I think is going to happen because it's the offensive line injuries and everything is going to catch up to them and they're going to fall off. They're going to fall off hard. So I think that's what happens here. I don't think it's enough to get D'Amico fired or anything like that. I think D'Amico's a good coach, even though I don't agree with what he said about Trevor whenever his player hit him. But I think they're taking a dip. They could be 9-8. I'm not saying they can't be, but I think they're going to be 8-9. So I'll put them ahead of the Cards. Indianapolis Colts. I think they're going to be trash. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see the Colts being good this year. They have a couple of receivers. I don't know their names. Not trying to be a casual fan on this, but I really don't. I think they're tanking for a quarterback at this point because I think they've lost hope in Anthony Richardson because they started Daniel Jones. They're not starting Daniel Jones because they want him there. I think they're going to fire their coach this year too. I think this is Shane Steichen's last year. So I think these two coaches are fired. I think Dave Canales is safe for sure. I really think this coach should be gone. But if they go up around here, I think he's still safe. They'll probably give him another year. But Colts, I think, are going to be. I think they're going to be worse than the Browns. Yeah, I definitely think they're going to be worse than the Browns. Kansas City Chiefs, probably up here. I hate to say it. They had a good draft. They had a good free agency. Mahomes, I can't put them here. I just can't. Pat Mahomes had his worst fucking season last season, and they still won 15 plus games. So they're going 15 plus. LA Chargers, I think they're really good. I don't think I can't put them up here because I mean, I guess I could technically. I guess I could put them there. Because this is AFC, this is the whole AFC West, and then you got the Raiders, which the Raiders are I think they're gonna be down here. I think they're gonna be on the higher end at 11 wins. I think they're gonna be at 11 wins. I don't think they're because you got the Chiefs and you got the Broncos. The Chargers they're a good team. They're a weird good team though. They're not like a weird bad team, if that makes sense. Like some of these are like weird bad teams. This is a weird good team. And it makes no sense. It makes zero sense. But I do think that I think they're 11 win team. I don't think they're quite 12 to 14. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair judgment there. LA Rams. I think the LA Rams are going to surprise a lot of people this year. I think they're going to be a very good team this year. I think they are a team to be reckoned with. We played them in London this year, and I don't necessarily want to say that we're going to lose to them. I think it's going to be pretty evenly matched. I think it's going to be a dogfight, but I do think LA is one of the best teams in the division this year. I think they're going to surprise everybody this year. I think as long as Matt Stafford is healthy, because I do know that he's had like that back issue that's been lingering. So if Stafford can't go, we're talking probably about down here, a little bit of a drop off, maybe down here, just all kind of depends. But if Stafford's healthy, again, if Stafford is healthy, right here, I think they're going to be the NFC team to beat. Raiders. They got a whole new regime. They got Pete Carroll, who I think is a really good coach. Um, they've got some pieces. They got Gino. I don't think they're going past 8 wins though. I think they still have a lot of work to do. I think they're going to be right at 8 wins, maybe 9. But right now, I'm putting them at 6 and 8. Like I said, they've got pieces though. They've definitely got some pieces. They got the right. I think they got the right people in place. I think. That GM. I think that's the GM from the Bucks. That he was the assistant GM. Listen, the Bucks is a great organization as far as like general management and everything. That front office. I think they're on the right track. I do think the Raiders are finally on the right track. Pete Carroll is a great coach. We'll see how many more years he's got left, but I think Gino's kind of like a bridge quarterback until they can get their quarterback in. We'll see. Again, I don't know. The Raiders are another team that's like on the come up, just like the Panthers. So, I don't think they're better than the Cardinals. I think they're just right under the Cardinals. Miami Dolphins. They have listen. They've got ballers. I'm not saying they don't. And they've been middle of the pack, but also been really good too. At the same time, it's hard to really put them somewhere. But they've lost some decent talent. I'm gonna say down here. I think I can't put them with it. All right. I'm gonna put them here. I think 6 wins. I think 6 wins, man. I think that's maybe. I don't know. If Tua's healthy, I think here, but I don't. We'll see about Tua's health. It it's more likely that Tua's not going to be healthy. I hate to say that, but I don't know. God, I really don't know where to put them. I think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna be this bad. I don't think they're gonna be very good. To be honest, I don't think they're gonna be very good. They got players though. They definitely got some talent. But I like Mike McDaniel as a play caller. I don't like him as a head coach though. I think he kind of gets walked all over a little bit. And like I don't know. I mean, I can't really say because I'm not in that building, right? It's hard for me to really put them in a place, but I don't think they're going to be very good this year. I really don't. So I think they're going to be right here. Vikings. The Vikings were really good last year. It's going to kind of fall on JJ McCarthy. We got to take it with a grain of salt that JJ is technically a rookie since he missed. Excuse me. I took it. The Vikings, man. I like JJ McCarthy though. I think he reminds me a lot of Burrow in a lot of ways. So with that said, nine wins. I think 9 wins, you know. Really 8 to 9. I really wish I could make another. Can I make another tier? Is there a way to make another tier? I really want to make another tier. Can I make another tier? Let me see. I don't want to ruin that one, so let me do this real quick. Let me look. I want to make another. Go to template. Alignment chart? No. Can I add? How do you make another one? Change background color. There's gotta be a way to do it, right? All right, you know what? Whatever. So typically I would make like a 9 and 8. I would space these out a little bit better, but I can't find the way to do it. So, anyways, so yeah, Minnesota Vikings right now. I don't feel confident saying they're better than the Bears. Let's see, that's NFC North. Packers. I mean, are they all going to be good in that division? I don't know if I can make them all that good in that division. I'm going to say down here, I think the Bears are better than the Vikings this year. I don't, with Ben Johnson and everything, I think they're going to be on the high side. Again, it's just like the Texans. I think they're going to be on the higher side. But I think they're just, I don't know. I don't know where to put them, to be honest. I think they're between 8 and 9 wins. I just don't know. Maybe 10, but we'll see. Um, Patriots. Patriots, I think, are going to be better than people think. I like Vrabel. I like Vrabel a lot. I actually, if it wasn't for Cohen, I really liked the thought of bringing Mike Vrabel to Jacksonville. That didn't work out. Obviously, he wanted to go to New England, which I don't blame him. That's where he came from. But before Cohen, I did want Vrabel. I was between Cohen and Vrabel. Ben Johnson, I would have been fine with Ben Johnson too. I like Ben Johnson a lot. I just don't know if his scheme fit our style, if that makes sense. But anyway, but yeah, no, I think the Pats are going to be a pretty good team. They got Diggs. I mean, Drake May, I think, is a pretty good quarterback. They got Will Campbell in the draft. I think he's a really good left tackle. They got some more pieces on the defense. They've got some good pieces. I think they're going to be a pretty good team. I don't think they're going to lead their division. I think they're going to be around 9 and 8 though. Saints, I think, is going to be the worst team this year. I actively think the Saints are the worst team this year. I don't think they're going to be good. I think they're tanking for Arch Manning. I could make the argument for the Colts as well. But I think the Saints are not going to be a very good team this year. I really do. Who do they have? They got Kamara. They got Spencer Rattler starting as their quarterback. I seen his tape. He's not. I don't think he's that good. I think he'd be an okay backup. I don't think he's a starter though. Who's Show Spencer? What's Tyler Show? That's his name. They picked him in like the second round, I think it was. I don't think he's very good either. I think he's okay. I think again a backup type. He kind of reminds me of Kyle Trask a little bit, but yeah, I don't. There's not a starting quarterback on that team right now. So I think they're going to be. I think they're going to have number one pick this year, and I think they're gonna get a quarterback. I think they're tanking. Um, Not only that, like I like Kellen Moore as a play caller. I'm not sure how I feel about him as a coach. I think he's going to be a good coach though. Um, but I think because that was really the only job available at the end, and Kellen Moore barely took that job. So Not a lot of people wanted the Saints job because they're in salary cap hell. Their GM, as of late, sucks. And I mean, they've got Chris Olave, Cam Jordan, Kamara. I really can't think of anybody else, to be honest with you. And then we got their one D tackle, which I mean I don't know how good he was, but we'll see. The Giants. The Giants are in a good spot right now. I think the NFC East is going to be a really good division this year. Because you got Washington, you've got New York, you've got the Cowboys. I think 9, 10 wins, I think. Same with Cowboys. I think they're going to be relatively around that range. Yeah, I think they're these four teams are going to be similar and around like the 9 maybe 10 wins. I think Green Bay is a solid 10-win team. Bengals between 9 and 10, I think. I think the Falcons are going to be 11 wins. Chargers, I think, are going to be probably 11-win team, maybe a little less. We'll see. But yeah, I think New York Giants, they've got pieces now. They aren't hot ass anymore. But we'll see. The season has yet to start, and New York has been a terrible fucking franchise the last few years. So we'll see. But I think they're pretty good. I hate to put them over Minnesota, but I think they have Russell Wilson. They got Jameis Winston. They've got Jackson Dart. They can all kind of come in at a certain point. They're set up for success. That's how I'm reading it. They got Scatabo. They got Malik Neighbors. I don't know who's across from Neighbors, but again, you got Neighbors. That may be the only weakness. They got Hyatt, I think. Don't they? They got Jalen Hyatt. I wanted Jalen Hyatt years ago when he was coming out of Tennessee. Gosh, I knew this one was going to start piling up. New York Jets. I think they're going to come up. I don't think they're very good, though. I think they're going to be 6 wins, maybe 7 wins. Because I cannot confidently say they're better than the Dolphins or any of these teams here. I cannot say that they're better than any of those teams right there. That's hard for me to put them anywhere else. Because I don't think they're the worst team, but they're a new regime. They're building. They have Fields. He looks okay though. He doesn't look like, I don't want to say a starting quarterback because I think he is a starting quarterback, but I also think he's more of like a bridge quarterback. So he's like a Kirk Cousins that can run, and he's not that accurate. But I like Fields. I really do like Justin Fields. I hope he proves me wrong. We could be coming back here, and the Jets are the fucking team. But as of right now, I can't confidently say that they're a better team than these other teams right now. I can't. I just can't. Like, I think the Vikings, I don't even think the Vikings belong here, to be honest with you. But I mean, can I say that the whole NFC North is going to go 12 to 9 wins? No, I can't. So they've got to go somewhere. I think this makes the most sense because they have a rookie quarterback technically, and they've had a lot of injuries. The Bears make a lot of sense because of what they're doing, but that's not guaranteed either. These two honestly could switch, but again, we'll see how the season plays out. I want to put them up here. I do. I don't know if I can though, because they lost both coordinators. Right? No, they still have their D coordinator. So they got a new offensive coordinator. I don't know who the new offensive coordinator is though. I think I'm gonna have to put him here though. I think they're the best team of this group though. Let me see. Eagles new OC. Kevin Patullo. Philadelphia's coordinator, coach staff. Where'd he come from? Patullo, coaching history. Before joining the Jets. Started as the assistant wide receivers coach for the Tennessee Titans in 2014. Passing game coordinator. Okay, so he was with them last year. So he was the passing game coordinator. Okay. So yeah, I think they're 14 wins. I think Buffalo's like 13. I would say these two are 12. That's fair. Steelers. Look, 9-8, baby. 9-8. Seahawks. I think they're better. I don't trust Sam Darnold though. Their offensive line is suspect. Their defense is great, but their offensive line is sus. I don't. I don't. Where were they at last year? They were pretty decent last year. I'll say 9-8. I'll say 9-8. I can't say they're any better. Niners. I don't think the Niners are gonna be good. I think they're gonna be. I think 8. Around kind of around this era, around 8 to 9 wins. I really want to put an 8 to 9 win column here. I really do, but I can't. Um, I don't know. I just we'll see. We'll see. They could be up here and up to 11 wins, but they could also be down here. I'm trying to find like the median, so I'm gonna put them here. Um, Bucks. The Bucks. I think the Bucks are going 12 wins. I think they're just too good of an organization to go any worse, to be honest. Um, yeah, they got so many weapons, and they got a good defense. I mean, you got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Baker Mayfield, Emeka Abuka. Um, what's the kid from last year that went in for um Jalen? I can't remember his name. He's really good though. They have talent scattered throughout this whole roster. They're too good. Um, their offensive coordinator was I think he was like the passing game coordinator behind Liam Cohen. So I think it's going to have some continuity there. So I think they're going to be really good. I think they're going to lead the division. Yeah, yeah. Cause you got what? Bucks, Falcons, Saints, Carolina. Yeah, that's pretty even. Tennessee Titans. I actually think they're going to be pretty okay this year. They're about like the Raiders. I don't want to say they're going to be better than the Panthers. I think they could be, but I think they're right there. I think they're going to be around about 7 wins this year. I think they're on the come up. I hate to say it because I hate the Titans too, just like the Cowboys. I hate both of them, but yeah, I just no. I don't think they're very good, but I don't think they're very bad. But I don't like their coach. I don't like Brian Callahan. I don't think he's that good of a coach. So yes, I say 6 to 7 wins, somewhere around there. Washington, I think Washington's going to be up here because they added to their offensive line. They added Debo. I think they're going to miss Diami though, and we got him. I think we're going to be a lot better than that than people think too. So get tuned for that. But I do think Washington, like these three other teams, I think are going to be the tippy top of the elite this year. I think they're going to be slightly better than the Eagles. Like I said, I think the NFC East is going to be a really good division this year. It's going to be hard for me to say that they have a losing record for any one of them right now. If I had to pick who was going to have the losing record, it'd probably be Dallas, and they'd probably be right at like 8 wins. So I'm actually going to move them because I think New York's kind of desperate right now. I don't know. Maybe I'll move these two. Just kind of makes sense. I don't know. I don't know where else to really put them right now. So yeah, I think Washington's going to be a problem. I really do. I think they're going to be just nasty and just brawlers this year. But it could go the other way around. They could only be like 10-win season, which would still be fine. But I mean, they were 12 wins last year. I think they're going to build on that. They could be Super Bowl bound, if I'm honest. So I think Washington, LA, Chiefs, and Baltimore are the teams to beat. Now, to my team, the Jags. I'm delusional. No, I'm just kidding. I'm even more delusional. Worst team no. They're not the worst. I don't think they're going to be quite middle of the pack. I think they're going to be somewhere in between here. I think they're going to be 10 wins. I don't think our division is going to be very good this year. Like I said, I think the Texans take a drop off this year, and I think they're going to be at between 8 and 9 wins. I think the Jags are going to be at 10. Could be 11, but I think at 10. I like what they're doing. I like everything about them. Obviously, it's my team. I'm trying to be unbiased here because otherwise, the bias in me wants to say 12 to 14. I don't think they're 15 plus, but I want to say they're 12 and 14. But the realist in me wants to say, you know what, this team could be really good this year. People say that Trevor Lawrence isn't very good. I disagree. If you watch him in his tape, he's had the O-line's been very subpar. It still kind of is, but it's a lot better than it has been, at least from what I've seen in preseason. But again, it's just preseason. But the O-line held really well. We haven't had much of a run game because of the O-line as well. So I think the new O-line is a little bit more built for a run game. So I think that's going to help ETN. If we don't trade ETN, I think Tootin's going to start by the end of the year. I like Tootin a lot. Same with Tank. I think Tank could possibly take over. We'll see how it all plays out. But I think ETN, I definitely think this is ETN's last year as a Jaguar, though. I don't see us re-signing him. Unless he just has like a stupid big year. But even then, it's a running back. We got running backs in waiting. Obviously Travis Hunter. If he's not good one way, he's going to be good the other way, I think. I think he's going to be a good receiver, to be honest. I think he's going to be a really good receiver. I think he's going to be a pretty good corner, I think. I think he's going to be like a third down corner type. But we'll see. Safety is probably the biggest glaring issue. So passing game is going to be kind of suspect. We'll see how Anthony Campanelli takes care of that. Who else? Tyson Campbell, I don't know about. He's so he's like so like like hot and cold. It's hard to tell with him. Like one minute he's really good, and then next minute he's really bad. I like Tyson, but I just he's not my favorite corner. Jerry and Jones, I think it's gonna take a huge step up. Jordan Lewis, I think, is a really good leader. Um, Josh Hines Allen's gonna be really good. Trayvon Walker, I think, could arguably be the best defensive player on this team. I like Trayvon Walker a lot. I'm probably gonna have to rearrange some of these because there's no way there's only gonna be 3 teams to only go 5 wins. There's just no way. Um, but yeah, I think Jags are 10 wins. I'd say 10 wins. I would say they're in between. I think they're better than the Cowboys. I think they're in between Bengals and um, Green Bay. I think they're better than the Bears, but we'll see. This is all just speculation right now. So, I'm gonna kind of adjust some of these. I actually do think Miami is going to be worse. Yeah, I think Miami is going to be significantly worse. I think Mike McDaniels is gone as a head coach. To be honest, um, another team that could be really bad could be the Titans. I don't want to say it is though. Another team that could be really bad as well is the Seahawks, but Seahawks is such a good ran organization. It's hard for them to be a bad team. They could be here, to be honest. Most likely, they're going to be around here. I would say even like 7 wins, somewhere around there. Steelers, they're just going to be middle of the pack per usual, status quo. So who wins the Super Bowl? That's the question. So I think it's going to be between these 4 here. Maybe I think these are going to be the better teams. I don't think one of these is necessarily going to be the Super Bowl. Um, hmm. My Super Bowl prediction. Who would I predict to be in the Super Bowl this year? I don't think it's us for sure. Honestly, I think it's gonna be Bills and Rams. I think the Bills are finally gonna beat the Chiefs. I still think they're only gonna win like 12 to 14, probably 13 wins. But I think they're finally gonna get over the hump of the Chiefs. And I think it's gonna be Rams and Buffalo. I think that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, so I think a yeah, that'd be sick, honestly. That'd be a crazy game. Buffalo and LA. That'd be sick. That'd be a great game, to be honest with you. And I think a lot of fans of the NFL are over the Chiefs and Eagles or the Niners. I think we're all tired of that. Um, so I think it'd be cool to kind of. I know LA won the Super Bowl a few years ago, and they were back and they were there in 2018. But I think it would be cool to see. I think fans would be happy with that. I don't think a lot of fans are going to argue a Bills and Rams Super Bowl. I think a lot of people would agree with me on that. So that's my prediction. So I think these are your best teams, and then I think these are your worst teams. And I think I don't think the Dolphins are going to go be in last place. I think they're going to be like right at 5, maybe 6 wins. But I do think the Saints are going to be the worst team. I stand on that. Excuse me. So yeah, so that's my NFL predictions for the season of 2025. I'm gonna screenshot this and probably shoot myself in the foot when by the time the end of the year comes, but that's what I think. I was gonna do a Resident Evil stream, but let's see. Johnny wants me to get into Discord. Only him in Discord. Anyways, so yeah, I think, yeah, I feel good about this list, but yeah, I feel good about this. So, but you tell me, am I wrong? How would you rank this list? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are, and let me know how wrong I am. Maybe the Saints are going to the Super Bowl and I don't know it. So, but check us out, and we'll see you later.